But we begin with a song, a ballad, about a football game of fully 60 years ago. We've played this before on All Ireland Sunday, and we've had many requests to repeat it. And since today is the 60th anniversary of the final celebrated here, and since the same two teams, Dublin and Kerry, are again in the final, the pressure for another hearing is irresistible. The ballad is evocative of the period, the emphasis on the early train, and it is from a programme by Pat Feely. The speaker and the singer is Gary MacMahon, son of the songwriter, the prolific Brian MacMahon.
That match was an extraordinarily momentous occasion. I think it encapsulated, for the first time for a long number of years at any rate, the Jackeen and the Colchie confrontation. And I suppose it's one of, he must have written up to 40 or 50 ballads.
And the ballad on this match was written quickly, as good ballads should be. It's a form of reporting.
This ballad more or less tells the long journey from Kerry, and going back to the ghost train times, when Kerry used to leave at 12 o'clock in midnight in Tralee, off for the All-Irelands. Oh, the dawn it broke in Kerry as we rode across the ferry, and we set our course for Dublin with a beautiful hi-ho. And our hearts with hope were beating at the ocean waves we're meeting, and the mountain sheep were bleating in all Kerry long ago. It was a long hot summer, I remember, and there were two semi-finals played that year, and the two of them were draws. Kerry and Cavan, and Dublin and Mayo. And I remember as a young fellow going up to the two replays which were played on the one day, and I'll never forget Dublin and Mayo. I thought the first half an hour of that was the hardest and toughest match I've ever seen before or since. And Dublin came through and Kerry came through to the final, and I remember going to the final, and I queued at 9:45 in the morning. There were sideline tickets at that stage, and you could get into the sideline, and it was one fantastic day. And of course the media were all behind Dublin at the time, and Dublin were led by Kevin Heffernan and Ollie Freeney, at the time two marvellous footballers, and the Dublin machine was all the thing in the newspapers. And of course we Colchies were keeping our peace and minding our own business and not telling anybody, but we had our own secret dreams of beating them. Oh, the Dublin lads and lasses, they came out in throngs and masses, with their sky blue ribbons streaming in the early morning, oh. As they cheered and crowed for Dublin, sure with joy our hearts were bubbling, for we knew they'd soon be troubling with all Kerry long ago. And it's printed on printer's broadsheet, I suppose it was really, and cut down to size. Now the ball is mid the foeman, and with 90,000 roaring, oh, 'tis leppin' and 'tis jostling with a gallant tally-ho. And until the day I'm dying, I'll be praying for Tiggy Lion, for he sent the leather skyin' for all Kerry long ago. Oh, 'twas shouldering like fury till the cheers were heard in Newry, with O'Mahony in the barna, and it was Tom Costello. And soon Mixie and John Cronin had the Dublin crowd a-groaning, as to play the game we showed them, like in Kerry long ago. So this is printed, as you see, on yellow paper, and it says underneath it, All Ireland Football Final, September the 25th, 1955, Kerry versus Dublin, Kerry's victory song. The two Murphys played like three men, with Jerome's fair hair a-gleamin', gallant Paddy and young Cullity, Moriarty and John Joe. And Dr. Jim the Hero flew across the sea by air, oh, faith he crashed into the square, oh, for old Kerry long ago. Like a veteran at Fowlin, our captain brave John Dowling, with O'Shea round the middle they drove back the valiant foe. And Ned Roach from Knocknagashel, like the mighty rock of Cashel, sent the Dublin hopes a-dashing for old Kerry long ago. And down at the bottom it's copyright Brian MacMahon, the 27th of September 1955. So it was written 2 days, within 2 days of the All-Ireland. Oh, 'twas home we drove at dawning, Jaded out and fully yawning, the victory bonfires on the hills, our hearts they set aglow. For while the reeks of Standon and the holy mount of Brandon, we will sing the praise of grand men in old Kerry long ago. Here's a health to brave Marino, yet below the golden greeno. May the Dubs be praised in Ireland from Wexford to Mayo. They're a credit to our sireland, for we all are sons of Ireland, like the men who brought the Sam Maguire to Kerry long ago.
Gary MacMahon singing his father's ballad about the All-Ireland final of 60 years ago. I don't believe that was ever recorded professionally, but in this era of social media there's no reason why such ballads should not be written and circulated. And a small point, getting a rhyme between Knock na Gashel and the Rock of Cashel. There's a little touch there, I think, of Noel Coward or Cole Porter.